Hey everybody, what's up? Here I have two beautiful ladies with me, Rashida and Adelia. We're gonna do a mukbang of tequila and tacos.
So welcome to the tacos and tequila mukbang / Black women in Mexico. I'm Adelia, Picky Girl Travels the World. Right here we have
Rashida from Shida D or Shida's on the Loose.
And over here we have
Teresa, hi.
Who represents
La Jamaica.
Okay, so we have an assortment of tacos here. Mexico is famous for tacos. Mexico City is famous for its street food. And so that's what this represents. Now, remind me which tacos we have.
We have bistec, arrachera, pastor, campechano, longaniza, cabeza, and lengua.
Okay, so can you do that in English? A little louder. For the people who don't know what you just said.
Oh my gosh. How do we do this now?
Okay, so go down the list of what we're having. Or what we can talk about is as we try them.
We could do that.
We can do that. So everybody gets a plate. That is mine. Just because there's gonna be tequila.
Oh wait, so you already started?
Well, I gave her something to taste.
All right,
started without me.
so I'm gonna reach over here because I gotta share with y'all my tequila knowledge. Okay, I don't know what y'all know about tequila. I don't know if you just know it as what goes into margaritas. That is true. Tequila is one of the spirits, one of the alcoholic drinks made from agave. Mm-hmm. There are actually 5 types of tequila. We will be drinking 3 of them.
Yes.
Okay. The first is Tequila Blanco. Sometimes you hear this called silver. Mm-hmm. This is the youngest. Something to know about tequila. Just because something is made out of agave does not make it a tequila. There's another beverage that's gained a lot of popularity, mezcal. Yes. Tequila is actually a type of mezcal. All tequilas are mezcals, but not all mezcals are tequilas. Mm-hmm. Because
I did not know that.
Yes. I'm so happy that you have.
Well, oh girl. This.
Wait. Yeah.
Is this or is this one mine? Where did I put it?
I don't know.
We're gonna say this one is mine.
You know what? You have 3 fresh ones here, so you don't have to. We can put this away, and I'm gonna use this. Okay.
Oh, you going for the big glass?
It's the same.
Get ready.
It's the same amount.
Get ready.
Okay. Take it easy.
So this is the youngest one. This particular brand is 100% agave. To be considered tequila, it's got to be made of a specific type of agave, Blue Weber, and it needs to contain at least 51%. This is 100%. Okay, and this was ranked one of the best. What are we calling this? Blanco tequilas. Typically, you mix this with that's what you put in your margarita.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this is young. This was distilled for less than 2 months.
Yes.
And
so when you drink your tequila, how do you drink it? Do you take a shot? Do you sip it? Do you smell it? What do you do? Do you smoke it?
Are we drinking tequila before we're eating tacos?
No. Tacos.
Okay.
But you want to smell it, so
Okay. We are going to start with the most famous
pastor.
Mexico City taco. Tacos
Gracias.
al pastor.
Mm-hmm.
And are there only 2?
No, 3.
No, because that's lengua.
Somebody getting fired.
That's pollo. Somebody. No?
Whoa! I
Well, they have pina on them anyway.
You don't eat?
I do not eat.
Right. You can see the taco. Teresa, you're our resident chef. Can you explain what's on the taco?
So with tacos al pastor, originally when it was brought to Mexico by the Lebanese, they started in Puebla and they use lamb. But I guess lamb is expensive and the cheaper thing to use is pork, and it's marinated for days usually with a sauce that has achiote. That's why you see it has this red color along with other spices, and it's served with piña.
Typically, it comes with piña, which is pineapple,
Cilantro,
and onions, cebolla.
And you have your sauce you can choose from.
Yeah.
You want to have this?
No, I'll just take a little piece.
Listen,
Sorry.
when I'm done, someone's gonna be.
You know, we were supposed to have enough, but that was, that was them, not us. We won't stress about it too much. Okay, so go ahead, suit it up. Y'all know I am a picky eater, so I don't typically get this. When I go to order my tacos, and they say con todo, which means everything, I say sin todo, which means I don't want nothing.
And al pastor is just some of my favorite tacos. The pineapple on top of the pork is just, there's a magic that happens there. Adelia is missing this magic in her life. But what are you gonna do? I'm gonna actually add some lime to it.
Do you like the chipotle sauce?
No. Do you want me to hand you the chipotle sauce?
You like chipotle? It's not that spicy.
Says the Jamaican.
Oh, it's.
I'm only half Jamaican, so
I need to know more.
Now,
yeah, only half.
One of the things I did take to doing is adding a little limon to my tacos.
Thank you.
I don't like lemons. I don't like lemonade. I don't like limes. I won't eat them. But I will own that they improve the taste of any taco. So I will give you that.
All right, ready to go?
So yeah, so she went. Oh, we're being serenaded.
So when you're eating tacos, you should move your head, not the taco.
Yeah. You don't move the taco, you move your head to the taco.
Laverne?
Well, it's an interesting taste. This is the Blanco, which was aged for less than 2 months. So it's like brand new tequila, just distilled. It actually kind of has a fruity taste to it. Like, you think about tequila as being like harsh and burn, and that's probably the sign that it's not a very good tequila. But no, this is
Nice.
an interesting little taste. I am going to try this. Is this the campechano? Okay, campechano is longaniza, which is like sausage and suadero. Okay. Other than tacos al pastor, suadero is one of my favorites, especially when it is cooked properly.
Thank you. You're welcome. Can you pass the water? Thank you.
These are actually big tacos. Because normally, if you're buying like on the street, it's very common to get a tortilla that's about that big.
But it's also like 20 cents.
Yes, yes.
Okay. If you don't already know, there's tongue tacos on this plate. I am avoiding tongue tacos. Maybe after enough tequila, I won't realize that I'm eating tongue. I probably will. And I have eaten it before. I don't like the flavor of tongue. I don't like the taste of it.
Depending on how it's cooked. Have you had it with the red sauce Veracruzano?
I don't know.
You want salsa?
Just a dabble, not enough.
Whoa, that's.
It's very typical when you go to a restaurant. There will be big vats of salsa.
Mm-hmm.
I put mine on like drop.
What we're
And
having?
that's it.
Oh, we're having the campechano.
Mm-hmm.
Does campechano mean mixed, or is that a different word?
I thought michote.
Oh,
Is
dear.
mixed.
Don't get me in trouble now.
Look, you're the chef.
Mexican food is so vast. It's so much that it takes a lot. It's like studying for an exam
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot that goes into the different type of meat that they prepare. What? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
She said,
Like I said, my favorite is Suadero.
It was good.
In my old neighborhood, there was a place you could get 5 tacos for 35 pesos.
You don't want any of the pineapple, right?
Mm-mm. You can have all of the pineapple.
You don't want any of the pineapple? Okay, good.
No, I do.
I was like, more for me?
You moved right past the question to like,
To
yes.
the answer.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about what else is on the table.
Give me some water before I just keep drinking tequila.
Well.
Because I will drink what is handy.
Okay.
Gracias.
So tell us a little bit more about the meat, and then we can talk about what's on the table. What else is on the table?
So what can you tell us about campechano or Suadero, longaniza?
I have no history.
Okay. All right.
Well, I can tell you if Suadero is cooked properly, it is so tender. Because what is her name? Rocio calls it the meat jacuzzi. And it should cook long. It almost looks like roast. She told me that it is brisket. I don't think it's brisket because you would have to cook brisket for like 4 days.
I was going to ask what kind of meat this was,
It's-
but
it's-
it is.
The Suadero part is beef. What's in the longaniza? That I don't know. That's the sausage part.
Just mixed leftovers.
What do you think?
Tequila? It's good. It's not burny. It's kind of smooth. This is like.
Like dessert tequila.
No.
No?
No.
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 What do you think?
I like a strong flavor, so for me, the older one is nicer.
But of this one, what do you think?
For me, it's sweet. It smells fruity and it's very light. It's not heavy.
I would like this one. I feel like I could drink this one and not get a hangover. I could drink it in margarita. I could do an afternoon of margarita. I could put it in my purse and take it home with me when we're done with this, and it would be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Okay, on our table in front of me, this is why I wanted to mention it because it's right here, is a bowl of nopales. Boop, boop, boop. You see those? Which are nice and cut up. So they almost look like green beans, but they're not. And they're cactus leaves, but they like shave off the side and cut them up, and you can put them in your tacos. But we haven't done that yet. Do you know if there's like a type of taco that people usually put nopales in, or do they just goes everywhere? Okay.
In Jamaica, that is used for washing the hair. And in St. Thomas, they put it in the coconut water and say that it helps with the woman's menstruation. So that's how it's used there. Here it's used in salads. You can just eat it raw. In the farming villages, they eat the young pap with a little bit of salt raw. But I don't like it like that. I like it when it's very, very young. But as it gets older, it's more slimy. So that's a little history there of nopal.
And I don't have to tell y'all,
You don't eat nopal.
I don't eat nopal.
I do. I like it. But I usually eat it like not in a taco, but like as a side to something. We also have these onions. which
I love.
they really just roasted like half onions
Yeah.
and gave them to us. So those aren't going to, at least over here, they're not going to tacos. But we do have the more traditional cut up white onions over there.
Diced onions.
That's what the word is, diced.
And then cilantro. And I will tell you, if there's anybody who's watching this that's a picky eater in Mexico, they don't consider onion to be a vegetable. So if you're saying no vegetables, you do need to specifically say no onions.
Sin cebolla.
Okay, I'm gonna give
Ooh, lengua, baby.
lengua. I said I would try lengua, although I'm not gonna lie, looking at it,
You're not gonna have it.
Maybe at the end. Maybe I'll creep around back to the lengua.
okay.
Or is there none left?
Oh, there's no lengua left.
Oh, yes, there is.
Hey,
Hold on,
Hey.
that's pollo.
Hey.
Is this cecina?
It seemed like it. Or
Okay, that's
allegedly.
a lot of cecina.
Allegedly,
I'm not
beefsteak.
sure. Or beefsteak, and then
Arrachera is there.
that's arrachera, and then this is pollo.
Lengua.
Oh no! Here you go.
Yay!
No, we don't have to. So you're gonna put it right in front of me. It looks like it's a whole ass beef tongue.
No,
So
it
you know-
looks like
a
a tongue.
Okay, I am someone who lived for a time, Teresa knows this, at a place where people would just like come from the market with a whole cow's tongue, looking like a tongue, but they just like cut out of
It's
a cow's mouth.
delicious.
That's what this
And
looks
they
like.
would cook it in the form of the tongue. Not
And then
for me, not for me.
cook it with the herbs and stuff, and then they remove the layer, and then you cut it up.
This is the second old. Okay, the first tequila we had is Blanco or Silver. That's young. The next one up from that is something called Joven. Well, that's young. That's like new. Joven is Blanco mixed with something older.
Oh. Okay.
And possibly mixed with, depending on how much agave they put in, it might be mixed with something else. This is reposado, which means rested, and it is aged from 2 months to 12. Now, this particular one, and you'll notice it's got a slight color to it. That what was I gonna say? Okay, to be classified as a tequila, you gotta be made out of blue Weber agave. It's gotta be at least 51% agave, and it needs to be made in the state of Jalisco, which is where the city of Tequila is. There are select places in Guanajuato, which is where this one is made, that are allowed to be called tequila. Select places in Guanajuato, Nayarit, and Tamaulipas. I don't think
Oaxaca is Mexico.
Yeah. So
Isn't Nayarit in Jalisco? It's not?
it's next to it, I
Oh.
think.
I like the other one better. The first one. I like the first one better.
Baby.
What you think? This tastes more like what I expected tequila to taste like.
That to me tastes more like Jose Cuervo, like the, I just started drinking tequila.
Well, the more it's aged, and it has to be aged in oak barrels, that's supposed to give it these extra hints of things and blah, 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 so on and so forth.
I don't really like what that one's hitting at.
Okay. My opinion on the lengua, it doesn't taste like what I thought tongue was going to taste like.
Oh, tongue's supposed to taste.
I don't know. But is it something I would eat by choice? No.
Okay. I went on a food tour with Eat Like Local that Adelia mentioned earlier, and I had beef cheeks. And the beef cheeks were excellent.
Of course.
Beef cheeks.
Salute to
Yes.
that.
Tequila, I don't like. Beef cheeks, yes. Beef tongue, no.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think the the Jimador Blanco. I like that one.
There's nothing here for you.
But I did find my
Pastor.
And then you took off all the pineapple. Don't be like Adelia. Don't take off all the pineapple.
Eat with the pineapple salsa, cilantro, everything. Con todo.
Sin todo. Con nada. One guy, I went to get tacos the other day and he told me, he was like, oh, you're a little carnita. Yep. Okay, I have some questions
Yes,
to
what?
ask y'all about your life here.
Oi.
While we're eating
Yes.
and drinking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So, in case somebody's watching this and they don't know, why did you move to Mexico City?
Who's gonna go first? Oh, I came from the. No. I came initially. I came initially with a company. The contract was for 1 year.
But that's not Mexico City.
Oh, Mexico City.
The question.
Mexico City was for love. Mexico
Y'all hear
City
that?
was for love.
She came to Mexico City for love.
Really?
So the company was wanting me to take a position in Tijuana, and I did not want that, so I decided to come to the city instead.
Okay, well, where's the love? Come on, give us the love. Tell us the
Piece of
love
that
story.
story that's missing.
Put your business in the streets, please.
I just came to the city for love.
More tequila.
Oh, I see you every time.
Okay, if you don't know, Mexico City is a loud city. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you will hear your neighbors, you will hear the people in the street, you will get to know them.
Yes.
Welcome it. If you need a very, very silent,
Go to the woods.
Okay, so Teresa was telling us about what? The meat? The sauce. The salsa. We talked about, yeah.
So with the sauce, they always roast their veggies or whatever is going into their salsa before they blend it or grind it in the molcajete.
You have a molcajete here, don't you?
No, I don't.
You know?
Yes.
She does. You know she does. You know she. You don't have one?
No, I don't. I have a morta, but not a molcajete.
Is there actually a difference between like, except for the
They're
the
made
stone?
out of. I think
They're
Yeah.
made out
absolutely
of,
different.
so they normally, in different countries, their mortar and pestle is made out of wood, ceramic. Here in Mexico, it's made from the volcanic rocks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it's not made from volcanic rocks, it's not a molcajete.
No, it's not. And you also have a dish called molcajete, and the molcajete dish has nopales, meat, cheese, cebolla. Oh my gosh, it's delicious, and it comes at your table.
It's like it's a party dish because you don't get a molcajete just for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. This there,
Mm-hmm.
I put some of the
Green,
avocado.
it's hot.
No.
Something has their mouth on fire. So if it's not that, it's the beef. And I don't think
No.
it's the beef.
Is that?
It looks like guacamole, just like a blended guacamole, but I knew and I did it anyway. Like I knew it was stupid because I don't. If it's
not
a sauce,
spicy. I have a lot of it.
And that's a tip. If you're gonna eat tacos in Mexico, don't make assumptions about the salsa. Either ask them, picante, and then they will lie to you.
they will. I was gonna say that they will lie to
Because
you.
they're Mexican and they don't think, and since that's when you say para mí, and then they'll be like, oh, okay. They'll be like, no, don't do this one, do this one.
It's not spicy to me. What are the questions?
On the phone. But another question. I'm not talking about mouthful of taco. Another question I had, what is your favorite thing about Mexico City?
love. I don't know that I can pinpoint one thing. I think that I love the variety of things there are to do in the city. And I love that people in Mexico City mind their own business. That's one of my favorite things.
What part of Mexico were you from?
No, okay. Let me qualify that. They will look.
Yes.
And they will be nosy.
Yes.
But they're going to keep their mouth shut about it.
They're not going to ask you what you're doing here. They're not going to ask you where you came from, unless you're already having some other kind of conversation with you. They're not going to say you don't belong here, even if they think it.
Yeah.
If they see you walking down the street, especially if you're in a neighborhood that doesn't see a lot of outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a neighborhood, they will look at you, but they won't look at you long enough to make you uncomfortable. Like, they'll look at you like, what are you? And then they'll remember that they have something else to do. And has nothing to do with you. And they're going to go about their business. They're going to look at you like, what is she? And by the time their wheels start turning, they're gone on to something else.
Nobody's worried.
Nobody's worried about you. No one's stopping you. No one's... I love that. I love that for me. I can just be here. I can be an obvious outsider and not made to feel like an outsider, like it happens in a lot of cities. In a lot of cities around the world. What?
Oh.
Nothing?
What?
Meat.
Teresa thinks I don't know Spanish. That must be what's going on, because I heard something.
All right. I knew I hadn't recognized it because it's not a taco I generally eat.
This is not the best cabeza because of the temperature. It's
So-
nice when it's hot.
What actually is this in English?
Brain. Your love is on brain. Your brain is on fire. That's what we're going to eat. Cabeza.
Not a taco that I typically eat. Like I said, I like al pastor. I like suadero, arrachera. If I don't, those are my go-tos. But I said I would try.
Wait. She ain't tell me about this.
Well,
I was not told there would be a brain taco.
I would have never guessed this because I was looking at it like
It doesn't look like what I would expect brain
I was
to
like,
look
this kind of looks like.
Pancita.
It does.
Mhm.
It does.
Okay, you eat that though?
I mean, that's just what, pork belly?
No.
The tribe.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. But it looked kind of like pork belly. A few of the
It
pieces
looks,
did.
it looks like pork
And
belly.
it has a texture too. When it's cold, when it's hot, it's softer.
Okay, so this is what, let's see if I can show this to the camera. This is what a brain taco looks like.
Provecho.
Gracias.
I feel like I'm out here getting scammed.
Provecho is what you say. It's like bon appetit. If you walk in, somebody's eating. If you walk by and somebody's eating, or if somebody's about to start eating, you say provecho.
Provecho. How dare you walk past someone and not tell them provecho? That was a interesting experience I have. I would go into a restaurant and I would sit down by myself, point on something, get it on the plate, and then people be walking in and out, provecho, provecho, provecho. I was like, is this a music note? I don't. So I had to, thanks to Google Translate, I know what provecho means.
Yeah, but I'm looking at Adelia trying to get the 411 on this brain taco.
It's
It
not.
doesn't taste bad.
Yes.
Where the lengua had a taste to it. But to be fair, what's the one they sell at the taco place in the United States that everybody likes?
Chipotle?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
They make it here like on Sundays. You slow cook it. What is that stuff called? It's usually
Barbacoa?
lamb.
Barbacoa.
Yeah. Like, I'm not a fan of barbacoa because lamb has a funny taste to it.
Is she comparing barbacoa to brain? Is that what's happening?
But what I'm saying
video?
is the tongue had a not good taste to it. Okay, like no, this was not enjoyable. Don't want to eat this again. The brain,
This is the tongue taco in case you missed it.
in case you missed it.
That's what the tongue taco looks like.
That's like slices of tongue on it. This did not taste bad, but it's like there's so many better tacos.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it tastes like.
All right, I'm gonna go for it. Am I gonna be paid for this?
Yes, paid in my friendship.
Come, give me back the money. You need to pay for it now. I don't like these tacos when it's cold though.
Like it doesn't have like a taste to it, but it's just like when you bite into an al pastor taco. There's this moment of you're like, this doesn't have that.
Al pastor? Okay. So the thing about tacos in Mexico is depending on the stand, you can get anything. I've had a uterus taco before. It tasted, they all kind of taste like it's a different kind of beef, right? Like it's a different, I know this is beef, but it's a different piece than I'm used to. That's how the uterus tastes. That's how the brain tastes as well. Like I know this is kind of what I expect from a taco, but it's slightly different. The tongue, Jesus no. But like this isn't.
It's not bad.
Hot, I could definitely eat this. I
Yes.
could definitely see myself eating
It's
this.
tastier when it's
Hot.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't like it cold. Some like
But-
it hot.
Some like it cold.
Am I going to eat this instead of whatever this is? What is this over here?
This
This
should
looks like
be
more of it.
arrachera,
Yes.
or is this more cabeza?
It's the same as the last one.
It really does.
I was looking
So
forward to
maybe
the next
that's an
one.
arrachera, and then did you?
So
eat
I
one?
ate an arrachera and a bistec.
Okay.
I'm full.
I'm not sure what this
All that
is.
tongue is waiting for you though.
Yeah,
all that
there's
tongue.
all that tongue over
It's
there.
beautiful, yeah.
And then we have pollo, chicken.
Would they have given us two orders of cabeza?
If we asked for it, but I put 3 of everything on the paper.
And I can't remember what's on the paper.
But it does look.
It looks really similar, but it might be
What
different.
else did we order?
This might be supposed to be suadero.
Ah, yes.
Okay, I'll eat whatever.
What is
Okay.
suadero? Suadero is a mix-up.
It's the part of the cow, I think, adjacent to where the brisket is.
Adjacent.
I need a
Because
cow map.
okay, because it's something. Because what it looks like when they put it in the meat jacuzzi at the beginning of the day, it looks like a beef roast.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to cook slow and low like all day, because, and this is why I say I love suadero, but it's got to be somebody who knows how to cook it, because when you get it crappy, you're like, all right, why am I bothering with this tough meat?
Okay, let me move over to the potential suadero and put away the brain.
I think that's what that is.
Suadero.
I don't need brain today.
All right, so who needs more tequila?
I have tequila here.
I have tequila.
All right. My favorite thing about the city is that I love the vibe of it, but also there's just always something to do or see. Like you wander down this street that you don't think it's just like a neighborhood street, and you find out there's a protest, there's a party, there's a demonstration, there's a live art who knows?
There's a band in the metro station, and there's hundreds of people there watching it.
Yeah. So I love that. Like, you cannot be bored in this city. What is the thing that you like least about the city?
Wait, Teresa didn't answer the most. I'm switching.
All right.
I think like you ladies, I do love that there's always something to do. There's always a new discovery. I love that about the city. Yeah. That I love about the city.
So what's the thing you like the least?
Wow. That's a tough one. I want to focus on the positive.
That is a cop-out. That is a cop-out answer.
Ooh, what's the thing I least like about the city? Have you ever?
I thought that was still more of that.
It wasn't.
It was that.
Ooh.
It burnt going down.
See how far I moved it away from me. Like, don't make no mistakes.
No, that one, the reposado, or that particular reposado, not a fan. Not a fan. So, your least favorite thing about the city?
My least favorite thing would probably be when I'm doing business transaction and I'm telling people what I want and they refuse, I think, to listen to what I'm saying or even make the effort, and I have to put a little bass in my baritone for them to understand, and then they assist me. That's the thing I least hate about the city. Interacting with people in the city, I would say.
Do you think that's do you think that is specific to you and how you present, or is that the way they do business with everyone? They do business with?
I think, I'm not going to say how I present, but I think because they see as a foreigner, they're thinking, you don't know what
Right.
you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I look at it now. At first, I used to think it was because of me, but I was like, oh, like I remember walking in the store and I telling the guy, I need magazine, uy. And before he listened to what I'm saying, he's telling me, don't speak English. And I was like, escúchame por favor. Yo quiero and then he attends.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the thing I least, is like people don't take the time. When you approach them, they don't take the time to listen. But if you look lost,
Someone will come.
oh
That's
yes.
true. They don't want you to be in need of help and
Yeah.
not have it.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're trying to get somebody,
Like yesterday, I went to the supermarket and I wanted so I've been doing a collection of Appleton rum in Mexico.
Okay.
So whenever they're around the city, there's usually one in each store.
Oh, wait. They had billboards about Appleton.
But
And
it's one in each store.
How you run a billboard and there's one in each store?
No, I'm telling you. I am telling you.
I believe you. I just don't understand
So
the logic.
if it's the younger one, they will have like 4 or 5 on the shelf. But if it's the older one, they will have one in the store. And so I was just walking yesterday and I decided to go in the supermarket and I was like, oh, they have the 21 years. I'm gonna get it. It was a bit pricey, but I went and I said, and there was a lot of people, and I said, hola señor, yo quiero Appleton 21 año. He ignored me.
and what that means is, hello, sir, I want the Appleton 21 years old.
So he ignored me and he gave everybody everything, and I was there standing. So he was walking away with an old man, and the old man said to him, she asked you for the apple. He said to her in Spanish, and then he turned around and apologizing. Everybody else heard what I said, but he ignored me. Yes. And if I was being given attitude or stuff, I could understand, but I was like, listen, hello, sir. I see Appleton, I'm excited, I want it. Yeah.
Customer service levels in this city
Oh, dear.
are not always what you might expect.
That is true. It depends on where you go and who you are. It depends on where you go and who you are.
Is that the thing that you like least?
Ooh. Don't cop out now.
All this time I didn't think about my own answer. The thing I like least about the city is its reputation.
Oh, yes.
I'm totally cheating with this one, but I'm gonna do it
Yes.
anyway. I feel like we all have instances where something happens where we're like, is this because I'm a woman? Is it because I'm a foreigner? Is it because I'm black? Is it because of the way I present in the neighborhood I'm in? You don't think I have as much money as this other person over here? Because Mexico in general is a very class-based society. So all of those things happen, but I do not feel unsafe. And so for people, Americans, to constantly harp about how unsafe Mexico is and Mexico City is, and how like I must be in danger for my life and I'm taking such a big risk to come down here, I'm like, I feel more safe than I would in New York City. I feel more safe than I did in the Bay Area.
Honestly, I do. Like, and I know that sounds crazy because people think Mexico and they think narcos and cartels, but really, I feel so much safer here than I do in the U.S. The thing that I like least, for me, it's the traffic.
What traffic?
What traffic?
Don't trick somebody. I mean, really and truly, a lot. I did a video called, why you should not move to Mexico City. And most of the things that most people complain about, I have no issue with, or I just accept as being part of life in the city. The traffic, and I don't even drive. I just remember going to Costco one Friday afternoon. The Costco was 3 miles from my apartment, and it took us 2.5 hours to get there.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do some math real quick. Math me. So, where we are now, is 7.7 kilometers from my home.
That's like 1 hour walking, 1.5 hour walking.
Yeah, 1.5 hours.
I'm trying to do the time in miles.
Oh,
right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. Baby.
What is it, 2.2?
Girl,
kilometers?
I grabbed the...
Yeah, because I just Googled it.
Okay, so... Boop-de-boop.
You over here making tequila sunrises.
So 7.7 kilometers is 4.7 miles. At 3 in the afternoon on a regular Thursday, it took me 45 minutes
to go 4 miles.
4 miles. Almost 5 miles. It took me 45 minutes to go 5 miles.
If we were walking, it would have been faster.
It would have been.
That's one of the reasons why I like walking most places.
So, because I really, there isn't much that I dislike about this city, and I know people will be like, but yeah, you should. I mean, like, next month I will have lived here a total of 2 years, so I feel like if there was something to dislike, I would have experienced it. But really, the biggest thing is
you wouldn't experience it because you don't go. You only eat, walk, and take care of Maya.
I go
Tell me
to
more.
places. I walk down random streets. If I'm someplace, I explore the city.
Yeah, but you don't interact with people like.
That's different. That's different. But I don't interact with people in general. That's not a Mexico City thing. Like, I am complete in and of myself.
Yes, girl. Yes.
So I don't need to do whatever.
Okay. Bye.
No, I mean, no, I observe. I don't need to interact. I observe.
Okay.
Oh. Another thing I don't love is that I'm never going to be viewed as local, so I'm always going to get charged those prices that are like, hey girl, I don't think there's an amount of Spanish that I could speak or an accent I could have that would get me local prices.
No.
Because sometimes I'm like I know this is charging me too much. I'm not gonna argue because it's a price I'm happy to pay, right, for what you're giving me. It's low price already, but I know it's probably like twice what you charge a local person. So, okay, that's fine. Fair, it's fine. But yeah, so I do not feel, I feel safe. Things are reasonably cheap, more expensive than they would be in other parts of the country. But you're definitely charged a foreigner tax here. But and it's the same in most countries.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with being Black American. There's no place we go that we
Oh,
With
American.
Yeah.
She distanced herself real quick, like
that's
keep
y'all.
me out of that.
That's y'all. Like, there is no place that we can go where people won't be like, y'all from somewhere else. You know, that's the difficulty. And speaking of which, how have you had any issues here? Because that's a question Black travelers often want to ask is, have you had any issues here in Mexico City because you are Black?
What kind of issues are you talking about?
I don't know. Like, people want to know, how are you treated? I don't know that because I'm immediately seen as a foreigner. I don't know that my skin color plays that much of a role. It's more of where are you from, what kind of money you got.
Yeah. I think a lot of times I don't know if it's a foreigner because I'm Black, because I'm a foreigner, because I'm Black, because I have American money to spend, or because of the class someone puts me in without knowing anything about me. Like, I always go back to this example because it was one of those moments where you're like, this is mighty white of you. But we're in Costco, and this woman,
I'm good.
you could tell she was a woman of means. But I don't know how much because she's shopping for herself, because I know that most people here don't do
They don't do their own
for
shopping.
themselves. But it's an older woman. She's in Costco. She checks out, and we're after her. But she tells the cashier not to ring us up because her friend is coming. And her friend should go in front of us. And the cashier was like, no, right?
Oh.
The cashier was like, your girl can get in the line with everybody else. But just the idea that the woman was like, I'm holding my friend's plate. So even though you're done with me, even though you're done with me, you should wait for her to come before you check these people out. I was like, I don't know what it is. It's probably not even about me at all. It's probably about her. But I don't know why she felt okay doing that. I don't know if it's, I can't say that she did that because I'm Black, right? Because there are a lot of other factors that could be at play. But she felt comfortable doing that. The cashier was like, girl, this is Costco.
We don't do that. We don't do that.
My line's gonna keep moving, right? And so it's that kind of thing where I find that if something happens, I can't always say like, that is something that happened because I'm Black, right? I think it's harder. Like in America, I think it's a lot easier to say like, this is what happened because it's such a central force there. But because class is such a bigger dividing line here, and people let foreigners kind of wiggle in and out of the different class levels, it's harder to say that something happened to me here because I'm Black. Unless someone is like, hey, Black girl, which doesn't.
Every now and then I get, La Morena, Morena. And I just be like, hey, and keep walking.
But it's not like someone pushed you down in the street and then said like, La Morena, you know what I mean?
No. It's more like, hey, Black girl, I see you.
Right?
Yeah.
That's really what it's like. I think, and it's not to downplay, because I think in Mexico, skin color and social class are closely related.
Yes.
But when you're a foreigner,
that
kind of throws a wrench in the system, and they don't know
what to do,
where to put you, what to do with you. But I can't point to anything where I was like, that negative thing happened to me because I am Black.
It's not, for my personal experience, I'm not gonna say it's because I'm Black. I'm gonna say yeah, it's because I'm Black, but it's because they don't know, they're not sure. And it's also about how you present yourself. In one case, I presented myself shabby, and that was intentional where I was. And the guys in the space, they were being nasty. And then when the other guys around say patrona, the guy who was being
What is patrona?
is like boss. So when the other guys around say, Patrona, what's going on? And he took on the guy, he looked at me differently and addressed me properly, because I was like, what is going on here? What? So I want to say, if you're black and you present yourself in a certain way, like not in the best state, they will think, hey, you don't speak the language, you're not from around here, you don't know anything. But when you speak the language and you address them, especially as a woman, for me.
Well, no, because this one, we will be walking down the street. It can be construction workers, they're doing their own thing. Like, we walked past a people. Is that the phone?
Mm-hmm.
You can answer it.
She's like me with my phone rings. Like,
No, but we were walking down the street and these people were in line for something we didn't know. And she was like, you know, what is this line for? In Spanish, what is this line for? And somebody stepped up and explained. And then she says something, and like people do what she says, which I just marvel at. I think about like one morning we passed this group of construction workers, and you could tell they were getting oxygen levels taken from their fingers for COVID. And she was like, why are y'all standing so close together? Sana distancia. And who are we? We're just random people walking down the street, and then she goes between them and pushes, and then they all just voluntarily start spacing themselves out. And I just marvel at that. So that's why I say, like, here, you're not necessarily black first, and that's different than being in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Right. So with your story, Teresa, I'm wondering if they're responding to the shabbiness that you spoke about, or the blackness.
The shabby.
The shabbiness.
The shabby.
The class here, I feel like, is the biggest. It's the number one thing here.
Yeah.
And as a foreigner, depending on which country they think you're from, I think that also that I think is how they classify foreigners.
Yes.
The biggest is which country you're from. Like I don't think they care about the skin color as much as like the country.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some of that is intertwined, of course.
It is intertwined, but they're not thinking about it like because you're darker skinned.
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking, oh, because you're Haitian and you're Cuban.
Right.
That's how they're breaking it down.
Mm-hmm.
Although they are discriminatory towards their own darker skin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
So we're not going to say that this is a perfect
But they'll tell you it's not that it's because they're poor.
That's why I discriminate them.
Yeah,
and that, not that being dark skinned is part of the reason they're poor, and it's just this cycle that perpetuates itself. Let's ignore that.
But they'll be like, no, it's because they're poor, which is almost refreshing. Because in the U.S., I'm so used to people denying
that
they're discriminating or what have you,
Mm-hmm.
and here they'll be like, oh no, it's because they're poor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's actually something that I like. One of those things that you know happens, but not until you really see it. Like I went to a spin class here, studio that I went to that was kind of like Soul Cycle in the U.S. Expensive, you know, you need to have some money to get in there. Every Mexican woman in there was blonde, and I was like, okay. I was like this is very telling. That like very pale skin, blonde. It's like you can. There's a hierarchy of money, and it stratifies with skin and hair color as well. It is very clear. Like you go into the more expensive places, and the people who were customers and not workers. The more expensive it is, the lighter they are.
Yes, absolutely. And the far more likelihood they're going to be blonde.
Yes.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
How has living here changed you?
Wow.
I think I'm much more patient in that, like, in America, if someone doesn't come when I expect them to come, I don't know if they're coming. with no communication. Like if you say you're gonna be there at 4 and it's 4:30 and I haven't heard from you, like I'm kind of like, is you coming or is you not at all? In Mexico, I'm like, I plan my, like I know if you say at 4, I got to give you to at least 5 before I even like
before you even wonder.
True.
Like when I have a grocery delivery coming between like it's scheduled between 10 and 11. I don't plan anything before 12, because what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? Like,
even if it says, 90 minutes we'll be there. No.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't. And I'm just like, but I always know they're coming. I know that there's a certain lateness, there's a certain time, isn't it always, time is a construct, right? Like, I show up when I show up, but they show up. I haven't had anyone be like, I'm gonna be there at this time and just not come at all. Right, and so that is something where I'm like, okay, you're not here when you, I kind of build my life now around.
Wow, you're flexible.
I can't stress about you showing up with groceries.
No, my whole concept of time, I don't know if it's because I'm here or because I don't work a traditional 9-to-5 job anymore, but my concept of time is very different. Like, I think about times in like chunks, like morning, afternoon, not like, oh, this happens precisely at this time and at this time, because that does not work. If that's the kind of life you're trying to live, that doesn't work here.
Well, what time is it open? When it opens?
Because the published times, that means nothing.
Okay. Well,
what time do they close? So we've been in a restaurant before, but it didn't close for like another 30 minutes. And the guy was like, okay, so the door's right there. We were like, yo! Like they were sweet. Because we were the only customers and we'd already eaten the meal. So he brought us, like they never bring you the check until you ask for it. He brought us the check and he was like, okay now, we paid it. And I think we were still like chatting and he was like, let's talk on the street.
wow.
Because there was nobody else paying. Like there were no more other customers who were eating or anything. So they were like, our night is over. Go ahead and and so there's very much that, like, things open when they open, they close when they close. This dog is really excited.
Yeah.
Okay. Things just happen.
So how have you changed? How has your life changed living here?
Wow, that's a tough one. It is a tough one. I don't know. I think I'm the same person, somewhat. People say my accent, that's all.
I mean, I feel like this would be a good chance for us to talk about love.
You just want to hear about love.
Because you would be the obvious person to talk about that.
You want to hear about love? What do you want to hear about love? How has love changed me?
No, you moved to the city for love, but then you were like, period.
Like,
there ended the sentence.
Oh.
So you found love in Mexico City. Is that accurate?
Well, it was a long distance relationship at first.
Okay, he was in the city?
And I was in San Luis Potosí.
She was in another part of Mexico. So she found love in Mexico.
Okay.
That's like movie worthy. Let's talk more about it.
And how that has changed my life?
We're not really talking about you. We're talking about your love, girl. Come on. Talk about the love.
Did you plan this? Did you set me up?
Oh, did she never talk about it?
No, she doesn't.
Okay, everybody asks me about finding love, and I'm like, I get on the apps, I open it, and I immediately close it. So I can't speak to dating in the city, love in the city. So can we talk about how you met your long distance partner? And give us anything. It's like,
give you
anything.
All right, I'm going to try and give you a short story.
All right now.
So it was suggested by a coworker to go on an app, and I was like a snob.
Well, wait. And let me just say, she then was like, hey, maybe recently to me, was like, maybe you should try this app. This is the most trash app.
It is. Plenty of fishes.
Oh. Like I said, like, it is trash. It is trash. So now you're wondering about this love story, right? You're wondering about this love story that started on Plenty of Fish.
It is. The app when I was there, it was when the friend suggested it and I downloaded it, I was like, the guys, they were blunt. They were like, let's hook up.
That sounds like Plenty of Fish.
Like they were direct in saying they just want sex and that's it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I stopped, reactivated the account, and then met the husband on the app. The husband. Esposa número uno.
Husband.
The man. Yes. What else? That's it.
Is there a crown you can give her for worst storyteller?
No, but that's every time anybody asks about that. That's like literally all you get from her.
Okay, it feels like a lie now. If that's the whole story every
Really?
time, it feels like a
That
lie.
is
It's probably
really-
a story like.
Oh, I don't.
You need to let him tell you the story. We
I-
met on the app.
I will tell you what I have gleaned over
Okay,
the
you
years.
tell the story because this is not a story.
They started as friends.
Yes.
Okay, but you met on a dating app
Called
and became
what?
friends.
Plenty of fishes.
Yeah, which is a trash ass dating app.
Yeah.
But
I was on the app for an afternoon. How was this? And I met. No,
Whoa.
thank you. No,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
so they were friends.
Yeah.
yeah, and that friendship grew. She was living in another part of Mexico. He was here. And then I believe they became romantic while she was still living there. Did I get that part wrong?
Yes.
Wrong, right?
Right.
Okay, all
What
right.
are we tears? What are we missing, Teresa? What is the deal with the story?
There's no deal. That's it. We met online. We were just friends, and we traveled inside Mexico together and outside of Mexico. I mean, I planned a trip and he came along, and I was like, I like living. I like traveling with you. Yeah.
And so how did you move from
And she's like, yeah, like, that's it.
Like,
Wait.
he's the husband now. So how, can we talk about that progression?
Like, how did we get to the husband?
We're trying to take lessons. We're trying to take notes of this so we can make this happen in real life. And you're like,
oh my
I
God.
met him and then we got married. The end.
Guess what? We were both paranoid about meeting people on the internet because I would send him articles about people going, like the guy would meet up with the girl and the girl would go down the guy chimney or the guy go stalking. We used to.
How romantic.
We were just friends. We met on the app. He asked me for my WhatsApp.
And he came to visit her in that place where she used to live.
Yes.
And you came here to visit him.
Yes.
And what was the thing where you finally said, I need to move to Mexico City?
Ooh, wow. Damn, do I have to say this on camera? He was consistent.
You do not want to recognize his consistency on camera.
No, he's a good guy. He's a very good guy.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
I don't, well, yeah, but
You say this on
in
camera.
case anybody's watching this and they're wondering, like, well, why don't she want to brag on her mate? I don't know.
He's a very good guy, good man. He's consistent, and if he says he's gonna do something, he's gonna do something.
Okay, so how did you transition from just friends to moving
Oh.
to Mexico City to getting married?
Oh dear. He asked me to be his girlfriend, and when he asked me to be his girlfriend, I thought that was strange. Like, what is this? And I did say to him, hey, I don't know you, you don't know me, let's see where this is gonna go.
I will say, at every stage of this relationship, she gave him a hard time.
Like every stage of the story?
Yes.
Every stage
Yes,
of the story.
yes.
Okay.
So-
I'm understanding his experience.
So
now.
imagine that, like, I imagine that him trying to get her to be his girlfriend. She was like, "What? Why you need a girlfriend?"
What you want?
Yeah.
You trying to get my kidney?
That's what I imagine.
Oh
And
my God,
I think the same can be said for when they eventually got more serious. It was why, like, we find like this. Why are you trying to?
I just noticed her lovely rubber tree plant. That's
Uh-huh.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Adelia killed mine.
I did the best I could.
It was so young.
But
I've had this for 3 years.
Well, no, it doesn't look like that. Not anymore.
And it was smaller.
Not anymore. It doesn't.
Okay.
That's just another story, though.
Yeah.
It's another.
Unless it's a metaphor for love and
For love in Mexico City.
Love in Mexico City. If you don't water it properly, I was like,
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
It's no leaves. It's got one leaf hanging on, but it's like the top is curled over. With this one leaf hanging on, it's not gonna hang on much longer. It's not her fault.
Okay.
It's her fault. It's her fault.
We know that it's interesting how there are some things some people know instinctually, like how to take care of plants, how to take care of children, how to cook. Like they're just, plants are not my thing.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody
And
has a day.
I just don't know. I feel like it might have been like the way it died, like it was so dead. But I feel like it might have been intentional.
No, I followed the instructions I was given. I can't, there are some people who can, and this is the same with cooking, who can kind of feel things out and they can freestyle. No, give me very explicit instructions and I will follow them to the T.
We're off topic.
So
The plant is dead. Let's get back to love. Love is apparently dead on this side too. What can we learn from you when you're a living plant?
My living plants.
What can we learn?
Just speak to your plants every morning. Listen, play music,
Okay.
water them accordingly, and give them good sunlight. Give them all the necessary things for them to survive.
Okay.
Wait, what are you talking? You asked me about that.
I did, because my plant is dead.
I don't know what to say. Do you want this plant when you're going back? You can have it.
Because if I leave town again, you know what's gonna happen.
Okay, you bring it back here.
Oh, that's smart.
She could babysit.
She could babysit.
Oh my gosh, babysit the plants.
That's smart. All right, so we weren't supposed to be talking about plants. We're supposed to be talking about tacos and tequila in Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Jimador, I am feeling.
Yeah. No, I'm very pleased.
My favorite.
I'm very
Yes.
pleased with that. And you normally
I like
the
Añejos.
normally the younger the tequila, supposedly the less quality it is. But that particular one was ranked best as the best, like
Hogan.
not Hogan, because Hogan would be mixed with something else.
Okay.
But the best
Blanco.
of that, yeah, the best Blanco. And no, it's definitely of the three, that's my favorite.
Same.
And it's supposed to be used for making margaritas, for mixed drinks, that sort of thing. But because normally Blancos are not something that you would want to drink alone. And really that, you don't need to add anything
I'll
to
drink
that.
that. I'll drink that. I prefer mezcal in my mixed drinks, but that's a good one.
Remember that all tequilas are mezcals, but not all mezcals are tequilas.
Uh-huh. Yeah, back to the question now. For both of you ladies, since you're asking me about law and plants and all these things. Let me start with Rashida.
What was the question?
Oh no, like where is this going?
Yes, it's going down the line of love. How do you feel about dating in Mexico? Are you dating in Mexico?
I got back on Bumble 2 days ago. It was too early. I will tell you that I haven't I haven't completed my profile yet. I've done all the basic things like I am a woman, I am this tall, blah blah blah, all those things.
Sounds like a job application.
Right? So I'm like, who can I hire to write this description part for me?
Hire? Oh, you're going professional.
I actually have a friend who does that.
Oh.
I don't want to write about myself like that. I don't want to write about what I'm looking for, but I know I have to fully commit to the process. All I know is I opened Bumble, I saw the first picture, and I was like, I'm not ready. Like, I need to.
Start with what you don't like. Say, I don't.
But
Well, that's
nobody
too
wants to.
negative.
Nobody
That's
wants
too
to
negative.
read that profile.
Back in the days.
But then again,
Back in the
she
days.
picked.
Yeah, like she.
Oh no, baby! No, baby!
Sila! Sila! Sila, what you doing?
was probably way too much stimulation in her environment.
I was just loved on aggressively by a little dog. So that's what was happening underneath the table, if you're curious.
You want to sit up here? I know your mama don't want you up here. Do you want to sit up here? Come on. Like I said, I know your mama don't want you up here, but
Your face, Teresa.
it's like I'm that auntie that comes over and spoils her, and then I go home. See, she just want to be where the people are. See, that's
She's gonna be
all.
humping your arm in a minute. That way she just humping my leg.
That's all.
Oh.
So, dogs love me. That's all I can say about love right now.
Hey, in this city, that might be a good thing to put on your profile.
There are a lot of dogs in town.
Do you have a pet?
I do not want a pet right now.
Okay. Getting a pet is a lot of responsibility, especially if you travel a lot and enjoy traveling and you worry about the logistics of traveling. But I think traveling in Mexico with a dog by bus and plane, depending on the distance, is easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen that. I've seen a lot of travelers with dogs. Hey, pumpkin.
Yes, but still, you want to set up your profile. Ana Dalia.
My profile is there.
Tell us about. You may have met online recently. Tell us more.
Well, I'll just say that this whole thing I'm not good at. I did meet someone who I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say about that mess. It's a mess. I have since blocked them because that just it's not a good move. It's not a good move.
The math wasn't mathing on that one.
No,
it was not.
It was
1
not
plus
mathing.
1 was not
It
2.
was not mathing
It was
on
not.
that one. I don't know. I'm at a loss. You got anything for me? I'm at a loss. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I don't know what to say because dating now is different compared to dating back then. Like you mentioned, they don't.
Wait, someone came there like 20 years.
She's talking about like 2015.
No,
She's talking
it's
about
just.
like
I mean,
back
3
then.
years ago. I mean, 4 years or 5 years ago, when you would be on a dating app, people read and take the time. Now it's about bumping, pumping, and grinding, or people just wasting time or saying one thing and it's a total different. Well, because I hear people talk about their experience, it's like totally different person compared to what is on profile, but not about the picture, but when you meet them,
Right.
it's like.
So I have a hard time going, and this happens in the US for me too. I have a hard time going from meeting you or matching on a site to actually taking this to the phone and then taking it to to real life, because there are some hurdles and I'm not making it past the hurdles. Like if I remember when I was here last time, I was on Tinder and some guy was like, hey, I want to go out with you, and I was like, okay, great, we matched. Like, where do you want to go? And he's like, I want to go somewhere dark where I can kiss you. And I was like,
In the tunnel?
this is like the third sentence.
Yeah,
like
Whoa,
Like,
creepy.
See.
Wow.
so there's a lot of that, or there's a lot of like never getting to the point.
Yeah.
And I feel like in Mexico City, it's one or the other. Getting to the point of like, can we go
That-
out?
no,
I'm gonna say.
That's where I'm having a problem. That's where I'm having the
Did you
problem.
hear what I said?
Because we've asked the questions. Where do you live in the city? Because that's important.
Important.
Because traffic sucks.
You can't date someone on the other side of town.
No.
No. It's okay to date someone who. Listen, let me tell you, living apart together is.
Oh no, I'm down with that. That's
It
not
is
an issue.
good.
But the basic questions: what do you do? Where do you live in the city?
Who do you live with?
Yes.
Oh.
Are you here on vacation, or do you really live here? Like, once we get past that, I'm expecting them to step up and be like, cool, let's meet or I want to take you here. That piece is not happening.
Does what the person do really matter?
I don't care.
But then why do they? Okay.
I think that's, or at least my take on it, is that's just part of Mexican culture, is to establish that up front, because we talked about how classist people can be, so they need to know what you do. once we get past that, I need you to then make the move, make the plan. Don't look at me to do that. I need you to do that.
I went out with a guy once. We planned a second date. On the date of, I didn't hear from him. I didn't.
On the date?
Didn't hear from the day of, and I was like, I wasn't thinking about it, so I didn't reach out to him. So he hit me up the next day, and I was like, hey, weren't we supposed to meet up? And so he's like, oh, well, I didn't know if it was still going to happen. And I'm like, well, if you don't communicate with me, it's not going to happen. Okay. And then he said, he said something like, you didn't tell me where to go. I didn't do that. And I was like, he's lived here.
Oh, dude.
He's 45, he's lived here 42 years, right?
Dude.
So I was like,
Interesting.
I would prefer, because I've lived in the city for a month. I barely know my address, right? I would prefer if when we're going out, you pick a place, right? I work on my own schedule, so pick a place, pick a time, and I'll tell you whether it works, whether I'm interested, and we go from there, right? Like, if your place is 30 miles outside of town to go, like, watch roaches wrestle, like, I'm telling you, she ain't into it. It's not my thing, right? Because 30 miles outside of town is going to take us, like,
that's gonna
17 hours, right? Like,
Wow.
right? But dinner anywhere in town, I'm down for, right? So I was like, pick a place, pick a time. I never heard from that man again. Telling him that I wanted him to pick
which is
a place.
surprising, given that Mexican culture, there's supposed to be machismo and all of that stuff.
But you also have to look at there are women who are saying now that they can do everything and they take the lead.
I just need you to do that.
If I tell you, I don't know the city, so I would prefer if you picked a place. Like, don't rely on me to pick a place, because I don't know the city, because I've been here a month, you've been here 40-something years.
Yeah, that is true. Like,
I never hear from you again until you sent me a Facebook request. I was like,
he did what?
He did not respond to my text message.
But he sent you a friend request.
Like 3 months later. But baby, we're not friends. We're not.
What is he looking for?
Oh,
so you see, there's a different breed of men now.
No. So that's I've got lots of matches. We've had the preliminary back and forth, but I could be wrong. And if I am wrong, so be it. I just need them to then say, I need to see that they are interested. And to me, you show your interest by saying, hey, can we meet? Can we get together? What are you doing this weekend? If you can do that, then I can meet you there. But I don't want to be the one that says, okay, now I don't want to be directing everything right now.
Lo siento, chicas.
You said like, it ain't my problem though.
Yeah, like I'm so sorry for y'all.
Sounds like a rough life.
It does sound rough. And the reason why I'm saying that is because like I'm listening to you and I'm processing my brain. Like Ivan was, I want to say, the man I was talking to was very direct, and I would always like, dude, chill. Like he asked me for my number. I was like, let's take this to Skype.
You took it from Plenty of Fish to Skype?
Because he wanted my number.
She gave that man a hard time every inch of the way. So the fact that he finally got her and married her, that's a feather in his cap, because she gave him a hard time the whole way.
No, it's not that I gave him a hard time. He likes struggle too.
Obviously, he married you.
Because like we were talking, we had good conversation. We talk about politics, we talk about social issues, because I wanted to know where his brain is at. Yeah. And he asked me for my number. I ignored it. And then when we go down, he's like, do you see I asked you for your number? I was like, Skype, Teresa Barrett. And we talk and Skype.
Like I said, she gave him man a hard time the whole way.
But he was very, very direct, and then he had asked me to marry him, and I was like, but I don't know you, dude. Why would you want to marry?
Okay, let's back in the back.
Listen.
You feel like she listens to pieces of that story, right?
Yeah, the people need to know. Question number 1.
When did he ask?
How long between becoming friends with him?
Mm-hmm.
You've done some traveling.
Mm-hmm.
How long?
So we met in August of a particular year, and we traveled in the December because I wanted to go to Jamaica, and he gave me a pretty good run for my money in terms of that he would pay for wherever I wanted to go. And I was like, no, I can pay for it myself. And I said, hey, I want to go to Puebla, and we went to Puebla. But then when I went to Puebla, his family was there, and I was like, I told you I don't want to meet your mom, I don't want to meet nobody, fuck you, because I didn't know where this was going. So it was like a beautiful house, and then you just see people just walking in. I'm like,
I'm sure she
people?
gave him grief for that. I'm sure she
Yes.
did. I'm sure she did.
Of course, well, not because I wanted to, but I was like, this feels like a setup.
You met him
But
in
he had
August.
intentions.
When did he ask you to marry him?
I'm not gonna tell you.
It's important.
Okay, so we met in August online.
Uh-huh.
He wished me happy birthday. He bought me a cake and sent it for me
Nice.
while he was away. I was supposed to come to the city in September, but because I had to receive a co-worker at the airport, he went to London, and I had to see to it that everything was done. I was coming to Mexico City in October, and I said, hey, I'm coming to Mexico City. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to a wedding. Would you come? I was like, okay, I'll come. And it was a good week. It was a good week. And then after, when I was coming back, he asked me to be his girlfriend. I was like, no.
Like I said, she gave a man a hard time.
So that was the October, when I was coming back to.
So August to October, he asked you to be his girlfriend.
Yes.
After the good week.
Yes, after the good week.
Okay.
And then in December, I was planning on going back home, or a week home and a week in Canada. And he was like, oh, why don't you? I was like, I don't have no family here, nothing here. And I was like, okay, I will. I was like, no.
But what did you say no to? Was that the proposal?
No. I stayed.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the following year, that was in December, then he wanted to get married. I was like, dude.
So it was a year and like 3 months later.
Oh, no. Because it's September, October, November, December, January, February, March, around that time. I was like,
I was like 6 months into knowing you, he wanted to get married. Because what I was trying to get at, you said he asked you to marry him, and you said, you don't know me. And so I'm wondering how long
no,
the time
I
it
don't
was.
know you. We live in two different places.
So you were 6 months from the time you met and the wedding and Puebla with the family and all of that. This is all in the 6 months.
Where he invited you to the wedding?
The wedding was here in the city.
Yes, but all of this stuff happened.
Yeah.
And you were still like,
You don't know me like that. You don't know me like that.
All right.
I don't know you like
I thought you were about to say like 3 years. That's how it felt like.
No, we don't. No.
Okay. Okay, so.
But he was and still is a good man. He has been consistent with,
Okay, but you told him no
Yeah.
to marry him,
Yeah.
but you're married. So let's transition from there.
So, oh dear. Fast forward.
How long?
I don't know the year, but when we had the earthquake.
So that would have been September 19, 2017.
So this is 2 years into knowing him?
No, I've known him for.
She'd probably been in the city for 2 years at that point.
So 3 years into know? I don't know. I can't track this story.
So she's purposely obscuring
Is that what's going on?
Yes.
That's what's happening here.
Yes.
I'm like, is she just a terrible storyteller?
Yes.
She's purposely doing it.
Yes.
Y'all see me me trying to get the deets, and she's like, woo, woo, woo.
Karate. But after the earthquake, we spoke briefly before the earthquake, and I was like, shit, if anything should happen,
Y'all not living together?
Yeah, we were living together, but he was teaching at UNAM, I was at UVMA.
Okay.
So
that's
two
right, y'all
different-
were in different parts of the city.
And I was
So
like,
you're living together, but you work in different parts of the city.
yeah, and I was like, no, where's my baby at?
Because when I met her, when
We
would have
just
been-
engaged.
Okay, July 2017.
Yeah.
She referred to him as her partner.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That she would
My
talk about her partner.
My partner, guys. My partner.
Yeah.
Okay. So they've been together for years.
Before she was like, okay, we can get married.
6 years.
6 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
6 years married.
And he wanted to marry you for what sounds like 2 years or maybe 3 years before you were like, okay.
Crazy.
Okay.
I think that's crazy though, but yeah.
You think it's crazy that he stuck around?
No. Not now. No. Because I asked, even last night, I was like, because things are different now in our life because his mom is sick and I'm worried that I'll have to leave the city and I have my business. And he's saying if things, change, we will figure it out. And I was like, my life I'm selfish. I've said this from day one, that I come first and I'm selfish. Sorry, Mom, if you ever see this video.
I don't think she will. I don't think
She would have tapped out by now, hopefully.
Yeah.
I asked him why.
He know who he married.
Yeah.
He know
I can tell him how I feel, and he doesn't have it. It's not that he doesn't have any emotion. Is that he listens and he was like, well, it's not good, it's not bad, this is what can be done, this is how it's going to be fixed, or this is how you can fix it, So it's nice to have that. And I used to question myself, he's a good man and I feel like I am evil. But I guess everyone deserves someone good in their life, and I guess he's a good person in my life for all the bad experiences I've had. Maybe that's everything to say.
So there's your takeaway.
Okay.
What? What's the takeaway?
Well, there's somebody out there. There's
Yeah.
a good person out there for you.
Yeah. And I think he is strong because when I look back at how I respond, even when we were talking about the carpeting, when I did with the carpeting the bathroom.
She done gave that man a hard time.
I believe because I don't like carpeting.
The entire relationship, she done gave that man a hard time.
But not anymore.
That's a lie.
No, not anymore. No, not anymore. Not anymore.
As an outsider looking, he understands who he married. You don't expect her to be anybody other than who she is.
Yeah,
So-
he respects me for who I am, and I know this when we had a disagreement. I wasn't shouting or screaming or anything, but the guy said to him, "You gonna allow her?" He said to Ivan, "Are you gonna allow her?" And he said she has her way of doing things, and so we had a conversation like, "Hey, is this a cultural thing, or how do you feel if people, it's like you have your way of doing things, I have my way of doing things, that's you, don't change." And I was like, okay,
I'm getting some water.
to have that, I think to have that for me is comfort and relief that I don't have to pretend
Yes.
to be a perfect woman for.
No, all you can be is who you are.
Yeah.
And it's about finding somebody who's okay with who you are.
Yeah. I took more tequila than orange juice. Yeah, so that's that. That's a little bit of that.
Is she fishing out? Oh no, I thought you were fishing out tequila.
What is she doing?
Yes, I'm fishing out tequila out of the orange juice.
What is she doing?
What's happening over there? Okay.
So that's a little bit.
That's a lovely story. Right, next time have him on.
Oh,
Tell his story.
I really should. I should have.
Oh, I want to see this. You're gonna see his color change. He's super quiet. Super quiet. The first time I heard him curse was when someone stole your bag and
You had to come.
And I said, hey, someone just stole her bag. And he was like, and I was like, what? When I said, chinga, no mames, pinche cabron, you're like, where do I get these words from? But you're going to curse. What's the difference? It was like, oh.
Yeah, I was here maybe 2 months and my wallet was stolen out of my bag at Starbucks on Reforma.
On Reforma?
And I didn't realize until I went around the corner to get tacos. I go to pay for my tacos.
Whoa.
And I don't have a wallet.
You went to pay for a taco.
And oh my gosh, knowing that when I get flustered, my Spanish disappears.
Oh.
I didn't even have that much Spanish then. And I'm trying to tell the people at the place, like, I'm not trying to steal these tacos. My wallet has been stolen. I'm going to call my friend and I will pay you for, I mean, and we're talking about maybe $2 worth of tacos. $2-3 worth of tacos.
And if they understood what was going on, I'm sure they would have been like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, they were like, you know, because I'm fumbling with the phone, trying to Google Translate to let them know, like, look, I'm not just trying to mess y'all over on these tacos. My wallet is missing.
Yeah, that was first time, but yeah. Sweet guy, lovely guy. I wish I could share, but I can't. I can't, because I'm jealous.
Okay.
She said, okay. Do you have any more questions?
I don't know.
I don't
If I have any more questions.
What are you looking for in a guy?
Oh, Rashida can.
Oh,
I was like, I have no interest in answering that question.
A chicken taco.
You're looking for a chicken?
Delicious.
A chicken taco. That's what she's looking for.
Yeah. You're so funny. I always say, you have your list of things that you want. What are the things you don't want? That's what I did. The things I did not want. And then you go from there. And you build a nice, cozy.
I want emotionally mature.
What are the things you don't want?
Childish. I don't want someone who needs to be in therapy but doesn't know it.
But you can start by asking, have you been to therapy? How do you feel about therapy? And that will also give you an idea.
Yes. But I think there's a distance between how you feel about therapy generally and
Do you feel like you personally
whether you will actually and feeling like you need to go or you should go and actually going. And those are still more things.
Yes.
So like hey.
This is the most excitement, I'm sure. She's like, man, there's different people in my house.
You don't know what goes on when you're not here.
That's true, I don't know. As we discussed earlier, I do not know what happens around here with all these cameras and lights and tripods.
Whoa!
That wasn't even me.
But I'm sure that the wafting of the taco smells is not helping. Poor puppy is like, dude, what are y'all doing? I want some of that action.
Oh my goodness.
Trying to get some of that action.
Zoila!
Say I'm just minding my business, Mama.
Zoila.
I'm chilling. So, tacos and tequila.
The editing you're gonna have to do on
Yeah.
this.
I've been thinking about that. Because when we went to the tianguis, editing that, that was a pain in the butt.
Wait,
That was a pain in the butt. let it do what it do.
Hey, precious baby. Hey, precious baby.
Did you smell that?
Hey, precious baby.
Y'all smell all that stuff y'all got?
Hey, precious baby.
Is there anything else for us to say about living here as Black women in Mexico City? I think it's obvious we all like it here.
I do. I love it.
I really can't imagine living anywhere else. Although living here, you do so at a premium compared to the rest of the country. And knowing that, I keep telling myself maybe one day I will move to a less expensive place in Mexico. But the reality, reality is that's just it. Like, what the hell am I gonna do in Guadalajara? That's just it. Like every place I would probably turn my nose up at because I'm like, it's
now
not
that you've lived in Mexico City,
It's not Mexico City.
So I'm hurt. If you were to live anywhere else in Mexico, where would it be outside of Mexico City?
Probably Playa del Carmen because of the community there.
Yeah.
But also the heat.
Ugh.
Who are you?
I can't
Half
get down
Jamaican.
with that.
Wait.
She half Jamaican.
What do you mean by half Jamaican? You can't be half Jamaican. You're full Jamaican. You're Jamaican. Point blank, period.
I don't like the heat. I don't like spicy food.
She ain't Jamaican.
I'm half Jamaican.
Who is your mom?
Jamaican. 100% Jamaican.
We need to talk.
You can talk. To be here in a few months, you can talk.
We need to talk.
Work that out.
No, yeah, I don't know, because it wouldn't be any beach place because I don't want to deal with the heat. Like, number one, it's got to be someplace with weather similar to this.
I don't think you get weather similar to this in any other large city, right?
No, but
Because
it's
they
the central
try and
part.
act like Guadalajara, but
No.
I was there in
I was like,
July and it was
It's
hot.
so. I
It
was
was
there
hot.
in
In the
December and I was hot.
Okay.
in Monterrey, it snows. It's chilly.
Monterrey is too far north.
I don't want to be in this.
Chihuahua as well. So with Chihuahua, it's like half of the year it's hot and just December and November.
We're talking about Mexico City and she's talking about Chihuahua.
No, I'm telling you like
not
right,
even
because of the climate.
To get similar weather to what you have here, basically, you're talking about like San Miguel de Allende, Querétaro, that
San Luis
area.
Potosí.
And San Miguel is too small for me and too many foreigners for me. So maybe Querétaro, maybe Puebla, but it's still not here. And that I think is going to always be my issue with any other place in Mexico.
I think I love San Miguel de Allende. I could spend a month there. I could spend a month in Puebla. But like to live full time, Mexico City every time. So bring me here, drop me off. I love that you can get anywhere now. These buses are going to take you like 3 days to get to some parts of the country. But you can fly to anywhere. You can fly to anywhere in South or Central America. It's such a transportation hub. There's a lot going on. And if something is coming through, like if there's a big concert in Mexico, it's happening
This is the place.
like 2 miles away.
was
It
gonna
might take you 4 hours to get there, but it's only 2 miles away.
But no, if anybody big name is doing a Latin American leg of their tour, they're
It's
coming
here.
here.
Yeah.
So
Or Guadalajara. Because Marley was here and he was in Mexico City and Guadalajara.
But if he was only going to do one,
it would be here. He wouldn't do Guadalajara and not come here.
Okay.
I don't
that
think.
sounds like.
That's a good point.
I don't think so.
Wow.
So no.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like there's nothing you could possibly want from a major city that you can't find here.
So you ladies are city ladies, so you won't go anywhere smaller than the
This
city.
has the largest, like who that lives in Mexico City isn't a city person? Why would you live, this is the city.
I told you I came to the city for love.
But you're selfish, why are you taking where you were?
She
worry.
tried. She working on that. She working on
Don't
that.
worry. I just need to get
That's
these.
this video.
Okay, guys. Thank you for joining us on this mukbang. Here we have Rashida. You can can check her out on Instagram. And Picky Girl Travels, you can check her out on Instagram, La Jamaica. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe.
She said, wrap this shit up. We got to go.
So we can talk off air.
Video over. She's like, oh wait, you still recording? Look at her face. Woo, this is a hell of a blooper. She's